Get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee and strap in, 'cause it's going to be a bit of a long one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're on the plot. It's going to be a bit of a mixture today. I'm going to do a little story time and a little bit of potting on. We're trying to avoid the stormy weather and the rain, which is forecast, but I haven't seen any yet, so we're okay. Today, to start my video, I wanted to do a bit of a story time because I've wanted to do this for a while, but just haven't got around to it. So I thought it would be a really good time to explain a little bit about how I got into gardening and my sort of, hate the word journey, but my journey to the point I'm at now. Get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee and strap in, 'cause it's going to be a bit of a long one. There's a lot to say. So I graduated with a PR degree in 2016, came out of uni and got myself what I thought would be my dream job in PR and PR agency. And I found out I was pregnant only a couple of months into the job. The job had been going very well up until that point. And then as soon as I had my first scan, I let them know, and then obviously things started to take a turn, and then I kept getting called into the office with complaints of my work. I was let go on the spot. Yeah, I was pregnant and just been sacked from my dream job straight out of uni with a first class honours, may I add. First class honours degree. I spent my whole pregnancy fighting the company on a pregnancy discrimination case. We had no money, financially ruined us. We had no money for solicitors. So what I basically had to do was research. I went to the library and hired books on employment law. Thankfully, after a year of fighting, we settled before the hearing. I would have had to have gone and represented myself, heavily pregnant. During my pregnancy, I suffered with severe perinatal depression. It's called perinatal when it's during pregnancy. It's called postnatal depression when it's after pregnancy. It was the absolute worst year of my life, hands down. So I thought when it's all over, all the stress will go away, but it didn't. It didn't sort of give me any closure. It actually knocked my confidence so much to the point that I couldn't take another job for 5 years. I couldn't even fathom putting myself in a vulnerable position where I could be criticised. It took me so many years to build up any sort of confidence after that. It really knocked me. It really made me question myself and my abilities. Despite settling, you've always got that little sort of niggling voice saying you're not good enough. Yeah, I had that for a very, very long time. From when my son was in my tummy, growing, up until like present day, basically, I've suffered with depression. It's definitely got a lot better in the last few years, and I'm finally now off of antidepressants, which I had been on for, I think, since he was about 1 year old. He's 7 now, so a very long time. So I finally managed to get to a point in my life where I can wean myself off. Yeah, but it's a battle. Because of having such a lack of money, and then in 2019 we acquired this allotment and started growing our own food and stuff, and then I found that gardening provided a therapy for me. And I know it's so cliche, people will say this, gardening is such amazing therapy that they actually prescribe it as a therapy if you go to certain doctors in certain districts. It's amazing, and it's been my way of switching off, my meditation, and it's just been something that I can focus on, and it's been a huge part of Thrifty Green Life, which is all about eco-living. Gardening sort of fitted into the narrative of living self-sufficiently, and the goal is to own a small holding, have some land, and be self-sufficient with food, have solar panels, all that kind of stuff. So the goal when I started building my website years ago, and I finally finished it last year, I think, thriftygreenlife.com, plug. It's all about living eco-friendly and frugally. That's how I got here at this point. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how cool this studio is? Gifted it to me. I'll put the link down in the description, but I'm sexy and I grow it. I'm actually a self-employed gardener as well. Actually, how I got into being a self-employed gardener is also another part of the story. I had a therapist for a little bit and she said, would you consider doing my mum's garden? I didn't feel very confident doing it, but she kind of convinced me to give it a go. And then weirdly, it's just gone from there. And that was like 2-3 years ago. Now I've got a steady base of customers and I feel confident enough to do that as a job and give my expertise. And what I don't know, I just look up, and I'm honest about that. I did an RHS course for a year. I didn't do the full diploma. I don't know everything. No gardener does. And it takes years and years of experience and of failures to get it right. And I'm so exhausted. I've been working non-stop for customers. Obviously, as gardeners, you know, this is the busiest time of year. So I've just been non-stop, and I am hearing my voice and seeing my eye bags. I am so ready for a break. And also I came down to my allotment yesterday to water, and the state of it just made me so depressed again. I'm just up here having a contemplation on how to proceed and move forward with the allotment, because it's pretty unmanageable with my schedule as it is. So the whole point to that ramble was just to explain a little bit about how I got here on a week where I'm actually mentally struggling quite a lot. Everything's become a little bit overwhelming, especially on the plant. If you struggle with your mental health, it's an ongoing battle. We get bad days, we get good days, and I think the last couple of days have been bad for me. So I've come up here to pot on some plants, to use it as like a bit of a switch off and some therapy, to try and get myself in a better headspace so that I can concentrate on moving forward. There's also another thing you might not know about me, is that within the last few years, I've been given the opportunity to write a gardening book, which that alone has blown my mind. I really need to give some priority to getting that out there, because it's talking about green gardening, and that is my absolute passion. I need to remind myself sometimes of how far I've come to this point and the opportunities I've been given. And comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself, because you don't know what's going on in the background. So in the last few weeks, I have managed to get some tomatoes planted. This is hilarious, because actually you see this amazing bit and then you'll see that there is no compost anywhere else, because this little lot cost me £20 just to fill up this bit. I've got one bag left, which I'm going to use for potting on, but 20 quid, and it's not even a quarter full. So that is stressing me out alone. Yeah, so I've got almost dead tomatoes, which they also need to be planted, but I haven't got enough compost. It's just a spiral, guys. Spiral of things that are going wrong. But I think it's important not to show all the sunshine and rainbows, because like that's the reality. I can't afford to buy any more compost. It's actually ridiculous. These were looking beautiful the other day, but obviously I forgot to water them. But these are a really cute dwarf variety, which I planted around the wildlife pond. So I'm gonna pot these on, because I don't think they would survive the slugs, because it's meant to rain today. Yeah, I'm gonna pot these on actually, I think, and then they'll be safe from the slugs. Oh, another huge thing that I forgot to say is also in the last couple of years I've been diagnosed with ADHD. So and also so is my daughter, and my son is going through the process. There's been a lot to contend with. It also means I'm a bit careless when it comes to life. I've left my folder of herbs, and they smell so bad. They smell like horrific. So I have a lot of issues when it comes to like consistency in life, but especially consistency with the plot. Like I forget to water and I kill so many things because of it. I waste money trying to actually garden, so that's something to contend with as well. Bloody boiling in here. So I've got some of those miniature sunflowers plotted on, and I think this is echinops. I couldn't really read the label, but I've just plotted that on as well. They're really cute little flowers, so hopefully they survive. I've got lots of herbs that need sorting as well. I'm just going to do that next. Pot on some coriander next. Don't really know how many plants to put in a pot, but I think I'm going to put it in a maybe like 3 or 4, maybe 3. I'm going to go for 3 and make a few little pots of it so I can dot it about. It'll be quite nice. I don't know about you guys, but everything is so goddamn slow this year. I've got cucumbers which are like that and chilies which are like that. I feel like this is mega late. I'm just putting on a boiled bean. My most exciting vegetable this year is by far edamame. Edamame beans. I'm so excited. Watch this space for some edamame beans. I'm quite impressed with my efforts today. Still waiting for some of those to germinate, but I've got a few more potted on. Made a bit of space in my garden. Before I forget, I must water the plants that I've just potted on. Otherwise, all my efforts will be in vain. I don't really know where the storm is that was forecast. It's windy and cold. It's May, by the way. Did anyone know that? Where's the summer? It was literally boiling 2 days ago. I can't cope with this weather. Just be consistent, please. Where's the sun? Thanks so much for watching. That is the end of today's episode. Episode like I'm a TV show. It's basically a TV show. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, cheers. I appreciate it. Hope it didn't bore you. Hope it didn't depress you. Just like to keep it real, you know. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.